Ladies, it's go time. Winning this fight. We're losing this fight.
Hi, this is Oddball1975, and today I'm bringing you a Black Ops 2 TDM on the map Rush. Now, I'm just bringing you this for two reasons. One is to highlight something that always happens to me when I play TDM, which is I always seem to have that duel, as it were, with one of the players on the other team. He just seems to be one of the other team is the guy I'm running into all the time. In this case, it's this guy, who just killed me a moment ago before I respawned, and I just for some reason run into him over and over again. And you always seem to get that. It's the way the spawn system works. It seems to just sort of thrust you against a certain member of the other team, and the more gunfights you have, the more revenge spawns you each get, so the more chance you have of running into each other. Also, people in Call of Duty are so desperate to get revenge that they will seek you out, and of course you're the one player on the other team, they know where you were, and if they watch the kill cam back, which I never do, they may even know where you were heading, or where it looked like you were heading. Now the second thing is weapon choices and weapons.
Hunter-killer drone
Now,
ready for
I
deployment.
use unsilenced weapons for the majority of the time. I only use the MTAR and the Scorpion silenced. The MTAR just kind of works with a suppressor, don't know why. The damage drop-off doesn't seem to hurt it too much. And the Scorpion compensates for the suppressor with its massively great rate of fire. However, this guy that I was playing in this game, I felt sorry for him because he was using the M27 with a suppressor, which is an incredibly weak gun with an attachment that makes it weaker. I couldn't kind of get my head around why you would do that. And also, I was interested to see how bad the gun was with the suppressor. So I decided at some point in this game, you'll see, to grab his gun and spend as much time as possible, try and stay alive as long as possible so I got full use of it, to see how bad the gun was. Now, as you can see, I'm using my bomb them loadout because someone on the other team was taking out UAVs and counter UAVs. And I didn't actually have a particularly good game with score streaks, but I did pick up a fair amount of kills anyway. And the other thing I want to talk about is some people get really irritated and really annoyed when you pick up their gun, or what they perceive as their gun. Even though it's lying around on the floor because they've died and already respawned with the gun again, they get very narky if you pick up and use what they see as their weapon. Now, I used to understand it in games like Crossfire on the PC, which is kind of a CSGO clone, where it's free to play and you can pay extra to unlock certain weapons. And of course, people used to get annoyed because if they had a purchased weapon or a special variant or a better weapon, you'd hunt them down, kill them with your freebie gun, and then proceed to use their gun as long as you could stay alive. Something I used to do all the time because it was free to play and I never spent a penny on that game. I never brought any of the skins, achievements, combat axes, or anything you could do in that game. I just purely used the free shit. And if I saw someone with a good gun that I wanted to have a go on, I'd go hunt them down and steal it. And they used to get so annoyed. But I don't get it in Call of Duty why people would get annoyed. Talk about weak source. You see what I mean with the M27? Look how weak it is. You have to reload halfway through a gunfight to kill a guy. That's not a good sign, it's a good gun. Now, I personally don't get annoyed when someone steals my gun, but let me know in the comments, do you get annoyed when someone picks up your weapon? Especially if they pick up your weapon and kill you over and over and over again with it.
Hunter-killer drone deployed.
It's one of those odd things. People just get very funny about it. And I could understand it in a game, like I say, like Crossfire, where you paid for your weapons. But in a game like Call of Duty, I don't get it. Now back to the other subjects. So as you can see, the M27 suppressed is weak as hell. You really have to put a lot of shots into people to kill them. The M27 is probably the most there, the most accurate automatic assault rifle in any Call of Duty since the ACR on Modern Warfare 3, but it is very, very weak to compensate. And I find that it's just incredibly weak to use. That's quite funny. You see, I'm trying to do that spawn trap thing that I said about, but I see Pokey, and I thought he was where they were spawning up. So that made me accidentally bomb the wrong spawn, but it did mean that I realised they were spawning all around me, and I was able to pick up the last kill. So there we go, that's this TDM over, a nice quick TDM, in which I destroyed a guy with his own gun. Hey ho, I hope I didn't annoy him too much, because he actually seemed like a reasonable player, and he never sent me any hate mail. So fair play for him for that. And that's all, thanks for watching.